Hello folks, this is Dick again. Trying something different today. We're using another way to try to keep the sound working better. This time I want to talk about how we got into the building we ended up using for years. We've been meeting at the Holiday Inn, and eventually the number of people coming were outgrowing the part of the banquet room that we had there. So after about 3 or 4 months, we were looking for a place, and we out at Lake Shenandoah, the Isaac Walton League had a building on the lower floor. It was kind of like a bank barn. On the upper side, they had a shooting range, and the lower was this open meeting room with a little kitchen and bathrooms and open area. And we could probably seat about 120 or so in there, 130. They had deer heads, moose heads, elk heads, and bear heads on the wall. And I think I told you about we had the baptismal service that time. We hung lanterns on the elk heads, elk antlers, so we could see to read scripture. Anyway, we would have our services there, and a man came to meet with us. It was a veterinarian, and he had bought a barn building right next to the Isaac Walton building that had been a bank barn, and then it got converted to a nightclub, although for the last 5 or 6 years at that time it had not been used. And he was going to fix it up for residents, but as he came to the church, he felt he was supposed to give it to the church. We prayed about it and said we would not take it as a gift, but we would buy it from him. So we bought it for about $40,000, and we had to do a lot of work. I said we, at that time, Paul Stoneburner, Charles Shank, and a guy named Bob Dow were elders with me. And the church had become autonomous. We were no longer a mission church from Whole Word Fellowship in Northern Virginia, but we were autonomous local church. And the building was in disrepair. We had to take the ceiling down. It had about a foot of guano. I think that's the right terminology. Above it, we had to all wear masks. Took out truckloads of junk out of the church. Out of the building. Anyway, we cleaned it good, and then we had it remodeled. Spent about $60,000. And we ended up with a very nice building. It's still being used today. It would seat about, I think about 270 people. Then we had Sunday school and a few Sunday school classes downstairs, the lower part, and we had a nice deck. And it looked very nice. Still looks great. So the first Sunday that we had services in that church building. It was sometime in the spring of 1978, as I recall. And the first Sunday, we actually had to have about 25 people sit on the deck and listen through the windows to participate in the service. So we had over 300 people the first day we had services there. Fortunately, it was a nice sunny day, not cold. The next 2 Sundays were exactly the same, only a few more people outside, maybe as many as 50 by the 3rd Sunday. I told you all those JMU students started coming, co-boys and others. Were bringing them, and So we knew we had to change. So the fourth Sunday, we went to two services, one at 8, one at 11. And you say, why such a distance? Because at the time, why not have them closer together? I'll tell you why. We had 2-hour services. The first hour was worship with some testimonies, maybe some prophecy. And the second hour was teaching. Try teaching an hour a day and see how many people stay there. And it was, I remember teaching one Sunday, I was talking, and a girl stuck her hand up. And she said, Pastor Dick, I don't quite understand that. Could you say that another way? Or repeat it? And so it was like that with all those college students. They were taking notes and would raise their hands, ask questions during the sermon. It wasn't really a sermon, it was more of a teaching. It was crazy times. So we had two services. I remember that first Sunday we had two services. I was the last person to leave, and I was so tired, I was afraid I couldn't even drive home. I wasn't used to that, teaching 2 hours in a morning like that. But the Lord was working. We were in that building for until we left in 1985. Anyway, it was really good. I'm trying a new way. I hope this works. God bless you. This is the day I said that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice in it. Bye.